Good morning, students. Welcome to the English class. So we all love traveling, isn't it? So what makes each place unique? So when you go to a place, how the people around there generously welcome us, how they take care of us, how they entertain us. All this is called their hospitality. And how the people of a place behave in a social circle, or how they behave to each other according to their customs and beliefs. That's called their culture, and how this culture is passed on to generation and generation is called their tradition. Cuisine. What do you mean by cuisine? How food is prepared and served in a particular region based on their authentic recipes. That's called the cuisine of that region. And what do you mean by monuments? The structures or buildings in a place which has some historical importance. That's called a monument. Modes of transport. How people and goods are carried from one place to the other. That's called the mode of transport. And in some places, people use mostly water transport. In some places, people use mostly road transports. It depends a lot upon the landscape on that region. So, what do you mean by landscape? Landscape means what are the visible features that you can see on that land? The mountains, the roads, the oceans, the beaches, all those things that you see on the land. It forms the landscape of a region. And what about the climate? Whether it's sunny all the time, whether it's rainy, whether it's cold like winter all the time. See, there are places on earth where it rains all the year round. So, the climate. And flora and fauna. Flora means all the trees, the grass, the flowers, the fruits, all the plant life that you see in a place. And fauna means all the animal life. That includes all the animals, the birds, the butterflies, the bees, all those. So all these factors contribute to how we feel about a place and its people. So today we are going to learn a chapter, chapter 3, Amazing Rajasthan, from your English workbook. This is one chapter that gives us a glimpse of the largest Indian state called Rajasthan. And Rajasthan is situated in the northwestern region of India. So what makes Rajasthan special? Why it is so unique and amazing? See, Rajasthan is famous for the hospitality. The Rajasthani hospitality is much cherished. So this much cherished Rajasthani hospitality, the colorful and rich festivals and amazing culture, the amazing cuisine, the splendid forts and palaces, the golden sand dunes of the Thar Desert, and the diverse flora and fauna of Rajasthan make it a unique place to visit. And it is said the best time to visit Rajasthan is during the months of December to January, when the temperature is comparatively less after the monsoon season. So all of you please take your English workbook and turn to page number 18. So the story Amazing Rajasthan, like I said before, gives us a glimpse of this state called Rajasthan, and the word Rajasthan translates to the abode of the Rajas, or the abode of the kings, where the kings live. So this chapter is a conversation between a mother and her two daughters, Veera and Meena. They are planning a trip to this Rajasthan, and let's see their conversation. Veera and Meena are excited. They are packing their clothes. They are going for a holiday to Rajasthan. Mummy asked Veera, Rajasthan has a desert, doesn't it? So these children, Veera and Meena, are very excited about the upcoming trip, and they are packing their clothes. While doing that, Their mummy came to their room and they asked their mother if Rajasthan has a desert. They have heard somewhere that Rajasthan has one desert in that state. So they are asking her about it. And what did their mother reply? Yes, most of the state is covered by this huge desert called the Thar Desert, replied Mummy. So what she said? She said, most of the state, most part of Rajasthan is covered by this very big, very huge desert called the Thar Desert. What is the name of the desert? The Thar Desert. See, you have the state Rajasthan here and most of it is covered by the Thar Desert. Now, so it must be very hot, asked Meena. So we know in a desert, the trees and the grass are all very less. There is sand everywhere. So it must be very hot. So Meena wondered if it's very hot over there and she asked about it to her mother. And what did her mother reply? True, it's very hot during the day but cold at night, replied Mummy. So what did she say? She said, even though it's very hot during the day, as time passes by, as it gets to the night, the temperature comes down and it will be cold at night. Also, continued Mummy, Rajasthan has many varieties of grass and cactus plants. So their mother was telling, even though it's a desert and the vegetation is comparatively less, there are many varieties of grass and cactus plants there. This cactus plant is a plant which grows in areas where the water is scarce. Have you seen a cactus plant? See, this is one cactus plant here and you can see a variety of grass over here. So their mother educated them that even though it's a desert, there are many varieties of other plants there. I heard that the camel is the only animal found there, asked Veera. So this Veera was asking her mother, camels are usually seen in deserts, right? So she asked if camel is the only animal living in the desert. What did her mother reply? Not really. The camel is called the sheep of the desert and you will see many there. You see camels here? People in deserts usually use camels to move around from one place to the other and also they use this camel as a mode of transport. They use camels to carry goods or carry weights from one place to the other. So camel is called the sheep of the desert. So their mother was telling, even though this camel is the sheep of the desert, camels are not just the animals that you see there. So what all animals would be there in the desert? Let's see. There are snakes, lizards, leopards, porcupines, wolves and jackals are also found there. Amazing, said Meena, her eyes shining brightly. Meena loved animals. They had a pair of pet dogs at home. Meena took great care of them. So some of you might have pet animals at your home. Some of you may have cats, some of you may have dogs, some of you may have even fishes or birds. So like you, Meena is also an animal lover. She loved animals, she loved having pets and she had 2 pet dogs at her home. So when she came to know about the other animals they could see in the Thar Desert, she got really excited. Meena called Veera. Have you again started dreaming of animals? So this Veera knows the love Meena has for animals. So when she heard about those animals, when Meena heard about those animals, she started thinking of them. And she was in a dream world. She was daydreaming. So this Veera called Meena. Meena, have you started dreaming of animals? Then what did Meena say? Meena smiled and took some warm clothes to Mummy. What's this for? Asked Mummy. You said that it will be cold at night, replied Meena. Mummy patted the little girl on her head and said, Silly, light warm clothes will be enough. I've packed them already. So what did Meena do? She was taking some warm clothes like the sweaters, the mittens, the socks, that you use during a winter season. She was taking these warm clothes to her mother. And her mother asked why she is taking all these clothes to her to pack. And then what did Meena say? Mother had told her that even though it's hot during the day, it will be cold at night in the Thar Desert. So Meena took these warm clothes like the sweaters, mittens, the socks that you use during a winter season. She took these clothes to her mother for packing. And what did her mother ask her? Her mother asked her why she is taking these clothes to her. Then what did Meena reply? Meena said, mother had told her before that even though it's very hot during the daytime, it will be cold at night. So she thought it will be a good idea to pack some warm clothes. But then what did their mother say? Mother patted her on her head and said, silly, light warm clothes are enough. Yes, she said it will be cold at night, but it won't be too cold like a winter season. So light warm clothes will do. So they had almost finished their packing. And remember, we'll see some forts like the Amer Fort and Jaisalmer Fort in Rajasthan. So their mother told them they will also be able to see some forts like the Amer Fort and the Jaisalmer Fort. So what do you mean by a fort? A fort is a large building or structure where the king and his people live. And it will have huge fences or other arrangements for the safety of this king and his people. So you can see the Amer Fort here. This Amer Fort is located in Jaipur, the capital city of Rajasthan, and it is one of the chief attractions in Jaipur. And the Jaisalmer Fort, you can see the Jaisalmer Fort here. Look at its splendor, how huge it is. This Jaisalmer Fort is located in Jaisalmer. So this is one of the largest forts in the world. So their mother were telling them that these are some forts that you can see in Rajasthan. I'm so excited. I can barely wait to start, said Veera. Me too, said Meena. So when they heard about all this, they got really excited. They couldn't wait to get to Rajasthan. So they said, I'm so excited, I can barely wait to start. Then what did their mother do? Mummy hugged the girls and held them close to her. They were all happy. So their mother hugged them and they were all ready to go to Rajasthan. So it was very fascinating knowing about Rajasthan, right? Children, I suggest you get to know more about the other states in India as well. You can do more research on this with the help of your parents, and you have to read the story once again from your workbook. And as an activity for the day, you have to listen to any one Rajasthani folk song, and once you are done with that, you have to send that link to us through Teams. So what do you mean by a folk song? A folk song is a song that is passed on from generation to generation, and it will be one based on the popular culture, the belief and the customs of that particular region. So you have to listen to one Rajasthani, any one folk song from Rajasthan, and please do send us the link. And also in page number 19, you can see a set of questions. You can see these questions in page number 19. You read the story and complete the questions given in that page. Then there are a few more questions given in the next page, page number 20. These questions, please complete these questions also. Once you are done with all these activity, do take a picture and send us through Teams. So that's all for today. We'll meet in the next class. Until then, bye.